One guy that wants to spoil the party in Tallahassee is Jim McElwain. Florida has its man, and I don't think he's really slept since his press conference. McElwain hit the road recruiting all last week. He was in Tampa, Miami, Central Florida, plenty other stops along the way. Ray McLeod, the third, Jalen Merrick, Martez Ivy, Ryan Davis. Those were just some of the main attractions for McElwain as he rolled into town. Of course, he couldn't come through the Bay Area without stopping in Seffner to see five-star defensive end Byron Cowart. Speaking of Armwood star defensive end, let's welcome the man himself to Recruiting Central. Byron Cowart joins us now to talk some recruiting. Byron, we just mentioned that Jim McElwain stopped by your school to see you last week. What was the conversation like with him?
The conversation was great. He's a very enthusiastic guy, and he's straightforward, so I like that a lot. What
was his selling point to you on why you should become a Florida Gator?
His thing is he puts his playmakers in the best position to make plays. So he feels like I can make an impact at the University of Florida, and his biggest thing is getting all the coaches in and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Have you reached out to anybody for advice, Byron? I know that Dante Fowler Jr. had been one of those guys, but has anybody really been mentoring you during this process?
My coach, Woodrow Grady, and him and Leon McQuay, the McQuay family, they both have had a big part in my recruitment. And obviously my head coach, Sean Callahan.
What has Leon said to you? What advice has he shared with you?
Make sure, when I do decide what college I'm going to, make sure I'm happy, make sure I have that home feeling. So, that's the biggest thing. Just trust my gut, trust my heart.
Byron, what were your thoughts on Will Muschamp being hired at Auburn? Are the Tigers now a major player for you here with the move of hiring Will Muschamp?
Yeah, that was big because I visited Auburn, I think my junior year, the Iron Bowl last year, and it was great. I could see myself playing there. They have my major with the SEC network, wanting to do journalism, so that was big. So even better, now they have Will Muschamp, so they'll be in the mix.
Well, FSU, Byron's been putting together quite the class as well. I know that they're in the running for you. Josh Sweat just committed there. They've got guys like Derwin James Jr., George Campbell on board. Do you think about maybe the dream team you guys could have up there in Tally?
It's crazy. A lot of talent, and defensively, offensively with George, and me being comfortable with those guys from Team Tampa, it's just great. And me working with Josh Sweat at the opening, so it's just crazy, like all the talent they're getting.
Byron, I know it's the dead period right now, but is anybody in the lead as we come down the stretch here? Do you have a school that you'd say is ahead?
It's kind of hard, to be honest. I wouldn't put anyone ahead right now, but I can say in no particular order, like Florida State, Auburn, and Florida, they're in the mix, but no one has a lead right now.
And you're still thinking of making that decision at the Under Armour All-America game? Is that where you're at right now?
Yes, sir. Hopefully I know where I'm going to go to school for the next 3 or 4 years by the end of this month. If I don't know, then I'll push it back to February, to signing day.
Now, why wait, Byron? Let's spoil the party. Let's announce it right now. You know where you're going?
No, sir, not yet.
I had to try at least. I had to try. Sir. Byron, thanks so much, man, for everything. Thanks for joining us. Good luck down the stretch. We'll be rooting you on. Thanks for joining us on Recruiting Central.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, I'm always trying to get the scoop here, okay? I tried.
Good effort. I appreciate it. Good job, good effort.
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting for that quote. Well, Byron Cowart, you heard him there. Corey, I want to go to you specifically first because Auburn was interesting there. He said big when describing the move to hire Will Muschamp. Do you think that's maybe the wild card now in the running to get Byron Cowart?
Absolutely. There's no doubt that Will Muschamp and Byron had a great relationship while he was the head coach at Florida. With him moving not too far away, going back to a defensive coordinator role, that probably even strengthens that relationship a little more because now Byron knows that's not only going to be his coach, not just a head coach that has a lot of different areas. That's going to be a defensive coach for him, somebody's going to help him develop. So I think Auburn's definitely a major player in there. And this will be a tough one for Florida to lose because he was a Gator for a very long time. If they lose him down the stretch, that's going to be a tough one to swallow.
And one they could lose him to is Florida State possibly because he mentioned that dream team and guys he could play with. Josh, what do they have to do to lock him in and get him to commit to Jimbo Fisher and Florida State?
Florida State's done so much to get the attention of Byron Cowart already. They climbed the mountain. Like Corey said, he was essentially committed to UF this entire spring, summer, and now it's almost like they've done the studying. They're about to take that big test, and there's nothing more they can do. They've done such a good job recruiting Byron Cowart. It's just going to come up to his decision. I don't think there's any one or two things that they need to do down the stretch in order to land him.
It'll certainly be fun watching the Byron Cowart sweepstakes.